Welcome back to the Gap Street Podcast. I'm your host, Cory Leo. We are on episode 30, and today we have a guest. His name is Mike Gallicchio. Today, the music for transition has been provided by P the Emcee. You can go check him out. Search the letter P and then the Emcee, E-M-C-E-E. Anywhere on all platforms, you can find all of his music there. Last week, I was interviewed, 2 weeks ago from when this is coming out, I was interviewed on Unkindled Columbus by Alonzo and Zach. And you can go ahead and check out that interview. It's my very first interview on another publication, so you can go ahead and check that out on all of their platforms as well. But let's get right into it. Featuring Foz today. Foz is my co-host yet again. We were going to have another co-host, but life happens, so that's okay. It's just us three today, and you might hear him throw in a couple comments here and there. So he has opinions of his own too. So, Mike.
Yes.
How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm doing all right, man. Just running around.
It's life,
It's just what I do.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Another day in the jungle.
You really are running around.
I'm running around.
You are busy.
I'm ready to take a break. Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
And why are you so busy? What is it that you do?
I just keep myself busy.
Yeah.
I don't. It's hard for me not to do anything. So even though I want to do nothing, even though it's my goal, that's not how it ever ends up. I get out of bed and I'll end up doing something. So yeah.
Foz also is a pretty busy guy as well.
That cat wants out, man. That's what I was trying to say.
I'm going to go ahead and let him out real quick. I'll be right back.
Let him out, man.
All right, come on, buddy. You are free to go.
Maybe not.
All right.
That's all right.
Just leave it cracked. Maybe
Yeah. Smart move.
There we go.
Smart move.
So, Mike, what role would you say you play in Columbus?
Well, I've been in the entertainment nightlife sort of industry for a very long time. I was a DJ for years. I owned bars and nightclubs. Got out of that world. Now I own a bunch of festivals.
And what restaurants and bars did you own?
I owned Red Zone nightclub, Long Street. I owned Spice Bar, Sugar Bar, Park Street Patio, Park Street Cantina. I mean, it's just the list kind of goes on. I did that for a long time.
And you co-owned Park Street Patio with Chris Corso.
Yeah. We're still business partners on a couple ventures.
Okay.
And, I've known each other for a long time since college.
What are you guys still working on together?
We own some real estate together.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's all good.
Mike, how does one find themselves in a position like yours? Creating experiences for Columbus like you do. Well, first of all, I should ask, what festivals do you throw on? Because I know you do. I do the Food Truck Festival, Fiery Foods, but
wine. I did the Columbus Summer Wine Festival last week. I get subcontracted out. I do the Whitehall Festival for them. Delaware Festival. It's kind of just a side hustle that I do. But the festivals I primarily own are the Food Truck Festival, Fiery Foods, and the Wine Festival.
Awesome. Yeah. Cool. As somebody that throws those events.
Yep.
Getting back to the question, how do you find yourself in that kind of position? What started?
I used to when I owned the bars. I just we had a big event on the street called Park Street Festival, which happened for a long time. And I just ended up putting that together for all of us in the bar, basically the bars on the street. It was easy for me. I liked doing it. And then, the Food Truck Festival came along. I had the opportunity, so we created that. And then I know how to do it. It's fun. To me, it's fun. And it's just it's a way to make money and be happy and continually evolve. Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you be able to elaborate on what you get out of the experience of creating such events?
I like putting together large events that have a lot of moving parts. We've got bands, we've got arts and crafts, we've got food, beer, liquor, wine. It's a lot of different people involved. We've got a full-time staff that kind of puts it together. I mean, Food Truck Festival, we probably have at least 100, small business people and entrepreneurs, businesses that are involved. So it's a good way to watch everybody make money. We make some money. It's a good experience.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, you said I'm particularly interested in music, and this podcast particularly focuses on a lot of music.
Yeah.
A lot of the people I interview are musicians.
Yeah.
Do you have any go-to musical performers that you have on often, or just your favorite ones in Columbus?
Not really. I'm actually not I'm not a big local music guy. I generally will just follow the trends and see what people like and what they want to listen to. And I just want entertainment that's going to work. I'm not trying to throw music festivals or experimental music festivals. I'm just trying to, I know what's popular because I know everybody in Columbus, and I try to get them on the stage.
It's a fair point.
Yeah.
You don't always have to create the perfect experience in every single sector of it,
Yeah, no.
You gotta stick to your focus.
I want good bands, but I'm not trying to curate, new music.
Okay.
I'm just trying to give people what they want.
You know what works.
I know what works.
It's what you keep doing.
It's what I'm doing.
And it keeps working.
It does.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. So, on my list here, it also says that you put on the Columbus Film Festival.
I did. Actually, that's going on in 2 weeks. I'm on the Film Commission Board of Columbus.
Okay.
My good friend John Doherty is the president of the Film Commission Columbus. My other good friend is Chris Hamill, who owns the Gateway Film Theater. So was really only involved in the film festival just from helping those two guys out, try to help them continue on. That event's in a couple weeks. I'm not as involved this year as I was last year, but I'll be there. And it's pretty cool. Awesome. I had a good time helping those guys out last year.
When is this happening this year?
It's coming up the 6th to 7th, so it's next weekend. Yeah.
Okay.
Starts the 4th, so it's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Or maybe Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I think we went to 4 days last year. But it's cool. Yeah, they bring a lot of cool films into Columbus. Gateway is a great theater for, underground film, at least in my opinion. The Film Commission Board does a great thing for Columbus. It's trying to help out local filmmakers in Columbus. Film is art, and we try to help those people out. So, film festival is it was a lot of fun.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Working with filmmakers is always a great.
Yeah, everybody's there. Everybody kind of gets there, and those are my two buddies, and so it's good to see all the film crew in one place. Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah.
So last weekend you had the Summer Wine Festival.
I did.
Want to elaborate on that, or is it what it sounds like, pretty much?
I had a friend of mine that owned who owns Camelot Cellars, and she approached me a couple years ago, wanted to do a wine festival, and I said, yeah, it sounds like a great idea, and I did some research on it and did the homework, and so we ended up doing it. It's cool.
That was at the Commons, right?
Yeah, I like doing everything at the Commons. And I don't do everything at the Commons, but I like the Commons as a space for me personally.
It's a good spot.
I know everybody there. I do all the food trucks there for lunches, so I have a pretty good relationship with the staff there. So it's kind of easy for me, and it's a great downtown park. But the Wine Fest was cool. I bring up 20 different Ohio small town little wineries. They're mostly from little small towns in Ohio. It gets a whole new group of people. They're doing their thing. They're running their businesses. They grow grapes here. They're very passionate about wine. And it's my second year doing that, but it's growing. We doubled our crowd from last year. I think it's going to end up being a really big event for Columbus. That's my goal is to kind of create some marquee festivals that for Columbus that people will say that's a unique event and we're going to go to that, I mean, there's a lot of music festivals, it's like, that's just not my thing. I want to do some really cool events that Columbus, as a city, as a community, could wrap their arms around and say, this is great for us, this is good for tourism. Let's bring people into Columbus. It's the food truck festival. It brings so many people from out of town. I mean, we had 100,000 people there this year. I mean, it's like
that's crazy.
It's like an Ohio State Michigan game. I mean, it's a small city that was basically downtown this out of miles. So, and a lot of people from out of town and coming in from out of town. So, it's good to see that. So, I think the wine festival ended up being that way in a couple of years. It takes a while, but it's got some legs. It's fun to do.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I'm glad it's such a great experience.
Yeah, it's cool.
And we had a Dueling Axes thank you as well, because we had a few people call in from over at the Commons, and they were like, oh, we're at the wine festival. Can we come in? Are you guys still open? So we got some business from that. So thank you very much.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. That's what I want to do. I want people to come down. I want people to enjoy downtown Columbus. I want all the restaurants to be busy.
An experience to talk about at home.
I want everybody to make money. I'm trying to bring people into downtown, and hopefully everybody benefits. That's the goal.
Awesome.
Everybody benefits. I'll benefit. That's it.
Sweet.
It's pretty simple.
So you said the first event that you threw on was Park Street Festival.
Park Street Festival. Yeah. That was a big festival. Had a lot of bands.
Yeah.
3 stages at one point. It was crazy.
Nice.
Yeah. It was cool. It was fun. It was fun. It was a lot of fun. But I had got to get all the bars to buy in. When bar ownership changes, you're dealing with different personalities because it was the bar owners actually own the festival. So it was, not everybody has the same ideas, and when you got a lot of chiefs, in the kitchen and stuff to pull it off. So we just ended it. I didn't want to do it anymore. Once I was gone, it was gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it at a point by the end of it that you felt like it was a successful venture, though?
It was really successful. We just stayed doing. I mean, I personally stayed doing it a couple years too long. I mean, I was in a contract with, and I had to stay there and finish it out. But I took it over, and it became big, really big. But I don't, what I wanted to do. That's what I wanted to do at the time, and the bar owners, which I was one of them, were just trying to generate foot traffic that go into the bars. That's all it was ever for. But it was fun. It was a good experience. I learned a lot. It was a big giant street party. A bunch of music, bands, sound guys, food trucks, arts and crafts section. It was cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
For example, I was around for the beginning years of 2x2 Hip Hop Festival, which is currently held over on Broad Street, a little bit west of here.
Okay.
And I was there to see the beginning stages of that forming and it becoming a great festival over time.
Yeah.
And I wanted to ask you, how many years does it really take for somebody's first festival to really become a fluent festival, if that makes sense?
I mean, it takes around 7 years.
Really?
Yeah. It takes a long time.
And what are the processes?
But the really big festivals have been around for 20, 25 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. It gets more and more popular. You learn more. You get more people there. You figure it out. You have to find a niche in the community. It takes a while to get big. Yeah. I mean, Food Truck Fest, we started off, this will be our 10th year next year. And, we just have grown every year pretty much. So it takes time. That's the process. There's no magic bullet to it. You just it's got to be well done, well run. You got to have a lot of different components. There can't be a lot of barriers to get in. It's got to have a great location. All the things you would do with any successful business, to be honest. Yeah, that's it.
Do you have any horror stories of events?
Just rain.
Yeah.
Rain, my friend. Rain, that's it, man. Rain is the problem.
It's the worst.
You get rained on, you're done.
Yeah.
And you can do all the work you want. You can work 100 hours a week. Doesn't matter. Nothing's gonna matter. It's gonna get you're done. That's hard. It's hard to do.
Has that happened a lot?
Not a lot.
Yeah.
Not a lot. A couple times, yeah. I mean, I would say with each festival. Well, last year I got rained on Food Truck Fest, Wine Festival too. This year I had none. I like droughts.
Nice.
Love droughts. I love the clay baked earth and the brown grass. I really do. It's great. I hope it rains now, of course, but for a good month and a half, I just hope it's a drought. It's this bottom line. It's true.
And Ohio does not always deliver.
Well, Columbus is a really. I mean, if you look at Columbus from a statistical weather patterns, we're up there with Fairbanks, Alaska. We have with gray days, overcast days. This is not. I'm not kidding you. Cold. So it's not. So if you get good weather, like today,
yeah,
it's rare.
Yeah,
and you gotta enjoy it and go out and enjoy it. So when I say I like droughts, I like hot weather. It's because we don't get a lot. I mean, look, it's gonna be cold soon. Yeah, it's gonna be cold all the way till June.
Yeah,
so you got about 3 months here. That's it. July, August, September, and maybe a little bit in October.
Yeah, we're currently in the false autumn, I think. We go to the false autumn.
Yep.
And then we go to second summer. And then we go straight in the winter.
Yeah. Last couple years we've had some very warm falls, so that's been good.
Yeah.
Because we've had such cold summers. And then all of a sudden September, October got warm. So it was a little weird. I don't think that's going to happen this year. I mean, this summer, when I grew up, I grew up in Columbus. You couldn't walk on the pavement in bare feet because your feet burned.
Yep.
It was a big joke when I was a kid. We'd just take eggs and we could crack them on the pavement and they would cook.
Yeah.
You could see the steam and the heat waves coming off the pavement. That's how hot it used to get here. It'd be 100 degrees once in a while sometimes.
Yeah.
And for the last 10 years in Columbus, that's not been the case. Now this summer was back to normal. This is how I grew up. It was hot. We'd go a month without any rain, But I'll take it because I'll take that over February any day of the week.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And on the other side of the coin, we do have times where you can throw a pot of boiling water into the air and it freezes by the time
That's true. That's right. Yeah, exactly. That's coming. And by the way, that's coming our way. So.
Oh, it's coming soon.
And then we're all mad about the hot weather and how hot it's been, and there's been no rain. All of a sudden, February gets here, and you're like, man, I wish it was August. Man, I can't wait for August. So yeah,
that's my thought process.
That's Columbus.
That's
Columbus. It's just Columbus weather.
And I'm biking every day to my college classes now.
That's good.
So I'm going to have to figure out how to navigate all that. It'll be fantastic.
Yeah, well, you should be fine until October.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit November.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, we got some great bike trails in Columbus. Columbus is a great biking city.
Oh, yeah, it's fantastic.
Love it here, yeah.
I used to live a little bit up north, and I used to go with a buddy, and I would take Olentangy all the way down to downtown. And
You grew up in Olentangy?
Up Arlington.
You're from Upper Arlington?
Yeah.
That's where I live.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, I live on Dorset Road.
Yeah, I lived up there until about a month and a half ago.
There you go, yeah.
Nice. So you know the area pretty well.
My kids go to Jones.
Okay.
My son goes to Jones. My daughter is a freshman.
I know Jones, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went to Hastings, but...
There you go. It's all good.
It's all right.
It's all good.
No beef here. No problem. We are not angry at each other. It's all right. So I'm going to do a bit of a topic change here.
Sure.
I want to address something that you and Chris Corso talked about in an interview that I watched of you guys with Columbus Alive back in 2007.
Sure.
And you talked about how you two got ideas for what would work in restaurants from traveling to places like Thailand and Vietnam.
Sure.
And I really wanted to know what kind of ideas that you got from there and what ended up working and what ended up not working here. Because that was a very interesting idea to me. I would love to go to those places.
I'm no longer in the bar business, but I mean, yeah, we traveled around, got design ideas specifically. And yeah, we would, I mean, yeah, we're not in the inventors. No one invents anything. I think everything's stolen to some degree. So we would just go and travel and get some ideas for bars and mainly design.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Cool.
It may have seemed more elaborate at the time in the interview, but really, truthfully, we just got design ideas and brought them here.
Nice.
Yeah.
Was there anything specific that ended up really not working? Or?
I got to be honest, man. That was so long ago.
Really?
I
Okay.
have no knowledge. I mean, I do. Not really. I can't. That's just almost a lifetime ago to me.
Fair enough.
Yeah, it really is.
Yep.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm sure we used a lot of stuff that we found other places, and we used what we thought was cool, for sure. That's definitely why we traveled.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And you can see death, even if you live
I have a kind of similar question that
Sure.
may be easier for you to answer about Columbus specifically. What is it about Columbus that makes certain kind of businesses work here or work elsewhere but not here?
What do you mean?
So,
What's an example?
I don't remember any examples that you guys mentioned in the interview, but
Okay.
that was something that you guys talked about where there were certain types of restaurants, bars, something like that, that I think you guys said worked in Miami,
Sure.
but would not work here, for if that's enough of an example.
Yeah. Well, I mean, first of all, Columbus is really a radically different city than it was back then, and it's radically different than it was 5 years ago. So whatever would have worked back then, or whatever we were saying would or wouldn't work, I don't know that could be relevant now. Columbus is just really a way different city.
Yeah.
I mean, I grew up here. I went to school here. I went to Ohio State. I graduated Ohio State. I lived in the short north. It's just it is really different. I mean, if you left Columbus in 2010 and you came back now, and I know people that have, they're just shocked at what's happened to Columbus. Yeah, it's a big city. It's a robust city. It's a surging city. A lot of young people, a lot of jobs. People got money. It's really happening here, and that all happened really in the last 15 years, 10 years. That all really took off and took place.
Cool.
Yeah. So whatever would have worked then, I don't know what the reasons were, but I don't know. Some things work in other cities and they don't here. But
It is kind of
Columbus,
a difficult question, so I'll give you that.
That's okay. Yeah, no, I mean, there's some things can work better in some locations and they don't in others. But Columbus is a very progressive, young city, demographically, especially downtown. I mean, I don't know how many millions live here. How many people we got now? It's got to be at least 3 million, right?
I think we just passed 1 million not too long ago.
Is it?
Or no, hang on.
Just in downtown, or just? I mean, downtown for sure. But I mean, what about like the suburbs? It's crazy.
The only statistic that I can pull out of my head is that the Columbus metro area passed San Francisco as a metro area something like 2 months ago in population. In population.
I believe it.
Yeah.
It's just a lot of people live here.
It's booming.
It's happening, man.
I'm very happy about it.
Yeah. No, it's booming.
Yeah. And I'm happy I'm growing up with that as well.
Yeah, it's cool.
Because I just moved down here, and so I'm really just getting into it now. So
Look at all the downtown living.
Oh yeah.
Then when I grew up, in the 1990s and the early 2000s, I mean, downtown was a ghost town at night. I mean, a virtual ghost town. Now it's just happening. It's popping. Everything's packed all the time.
Oh yeah.
People are out constantly. It's really it's a great city.
Never sleeps anymore, huh?
No, man. Yeah. No, Columbus is not a sleepy town.
I love that.
Yeah, it's good.
Love that about here. And that's also demonstrated by, because as I said earlier, I interview a lot of rappers. And the shows that I'll go to, I mean, there's a show happening tonight at Victory's on High Street.
Okay.
That goes from 10 to 1 a.m.
Okay.
That's a Wednesday night.
Yeah.
I mean, there's always something going on.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. That's good.
There's always good music going around as well.
Yeah, there's a lot of good music in Columbus.
As has been demonstrated by the people that come on here. Very, very talented.
There you go.
Very
There you go.
talented people. Yeah.
Biggest dogs on your block backing down. The biggest plugs in the country.
So, along with the idea of how much Columbus has changed,
Yes.
I imagine because of your involvement in the growth of Columbus as a city, you may have a better idea of this than most might. Where do you see Columbus in 10 years from today? And how is today different from where you thought we would be 10 years ago?
10 years ago, they were building tons of condos and apartments downtown, and I just kept thinking no one's going to live downtown. There's nothing to do. There's no nightlife down there. There's no restaurants. There's no grocery stores. There's no anything to do. And that was true for a little while. There were a lot of apartments, well, mostly condos, that no one lived in. But that's all changed in the last 5 years. So I see Columbus getting just bigger and bigger and bigger. I really do. The government here is pretty proactive. It's a very progressive government here. Columbus is, if you think about Ohio as a state, Columbus is a very progressive beacon, in my opinion. And so if you're going to move here, there's a lot going on here. So I think it's just going to get bigger and bigger, to be honest. I don't see how, as long as they grow accordingly and they do the right things and they keep reinvesting money, I think it'll get bigger and bigger. Look at Dublin. I mean, it's off the hook up there.
It is.
Bridge Park is
I love
wild.
Bridge Park.
And people there, I got friends that live up there. They're never coming downtown Columbus. Never going to come. Never going to happen.
It's all there.
It's all there. So I think that's pretty cool.
Nice.
Yeah, it's Columbus is. I just think it's going to get bigger and bigger. I really do.
And they're already doing that as well because the developments for the Scioto, what is it called? Scioto Peninsula, or tons of development there. North Market is getting, I don't know, 40 extra floors or something like that, something crazy. Yeah. 28, I think.
Yeah.
But I mean, we're growing upward.
Condos. Yeah, we are going up now. I agree with that.
I like that. I like the skyline. I want more in the skyline.
Yeah. I mean, Ohio State was really a college town. Yeah. Ohio State, and I don't, I look for other universities. Look at Columbus State. I look for them to get bigger. Not only so many people can go to Ohio State. I mean, look at Ohio State, how they've skewed. When I went to school there, I mean, let's be real. You could get in there with a 2.5 grade point average. Yeah. And they would take anybody. And now that's not the case. You gotta be.
That's 3.7.
You gotta have it together.
There.
So I would never got in there now. I think they're going to continue on that path. I think that Columbus State will only grow because of that. I think that there'll be, Capital University, Franklin. I think you'll see a lot of that going on. I think Columbus is going to get big. It's going to be Chicago. Yeah. Soon. I really think that's going to happen.
And we're going to get a lot of new chefs because Columbus State just built Mitchell Hall, which is right on the outskirts of it. Yeah. And it's supposed to be the foremost culinary facility.
Should be.
In Ohio or the coast or the country, apparently.
The guy's real successful, man. He's done a great job. He's made a lot of money and done really well for himself.
Oh, yeah.
I think good. I'm glad he put that together. He deserves it.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm going to go back to festivals a little bit.
Sure.
If that's cool.
Sure.
So there's something we do each episode where we pose a discussion question, and it's a kind of overarching for the guest might have a little more insight into it than I might or my co-host might. And this is also from your old interview. So if you can't answer this question...
Okay.
Totally understand. It's no problem.
Okay.
But how would you... This is a very wordy question.
Okay.
How would you juxtapose the value of a long-standing tradition versus the concept of needing a new movie every few years? Because in your interview, you mentioned how a new addition to the movie franchise has to come out every few years. Sure. It has to be a new movie. And you equated that to... new restaurants as well.
Sure.
And you mentioned specifically about like you guys had recently at that point opened Park Street Patio.
Sure.
And I wanted to, since now you are talking about festivals not becoming great for 7-8 years.
Correct.
How would you juxtapose those values?
Well, I mean, it's just a different business model. It was
Yeah.
a different business model back then. Columbus wasn't very big. We didn't have a lot of bars. We didn't have the population. So if there was one really super popular bar. Everybody went to that bar. That bar stayed busy was popular for a year and a half, and then it wasn't. So you had to open a new one every year and a half if you wanted to continue to stay in business. That's what that statement was for.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, now that's not the case. There's 500 bars.
Yeah.
500 places to go. Population has grown, and the bars are smaller, so there can be more of them. And so it's a different model. Festival models are way different. It takes a long time to build them up.
Yeah.
Once you have a good idea, you just stick with it. It's not like someone's going to come along and do another wine festival.
Yeah.
I don't think that's, I don't have any fear of that, but it certainly was a fear back then. Someone's going to come along and do another bar. It happens all the time. So for us, we just would prefer to put ourselves out of business and then start new. That's all. Yeah, the festivals are a different model.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And your most recent one that you started, Fiery Foods Festival, started this year, correct?
Yeah.
How did that go for a first year?
It was cool, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, about 1,500 people, and it's very unique, very super unique.
I've never seen anything like it before.
It was cool.
Yeah.
It was the contests were scary. The people are very passionate about hot sauce.
True that.
It was cool. It was a whole new group of people, just like the wine festival, but a little bit more passionate about what they're doing. In my opinion, they're really into that, man. It's a culture. It's a subculture.
Yeah.
And they're really, it was wild. But I liked it. I think there's a niche for it in Columbus. I like hot foods myself. A lot of people do. I'll just, I did it. I learn off of it. I learn what to do, what not to do, and I fix it. I'm not afraid to change.
Yeah.
I'm not afraid to admit that I did something wrong. I listen to people, see what they say, and I, evaluate and make moves. So I think it's gonna be a big event. I really think 3 or 4 years is gonna be a really big festival.
Awesome.
I think the popularity is gonna be big.
I'm excited for it.
Yeah, it's cool.
It was already awesome the first year.
It was cool. Yeah, it was all right, man. Did you watch the contest?
I watched him on Instagram. Yes,
You
I
did? Who had him on?
I think you were posting most of them. I think.
Well, probably.
Or somebody was. I don't
It
remember
was scary.
who it was through.
It was
but
really scary. Those people were trying to kill each other.
Really?
Yeah, they were really trying to kill each other. I mean, they were really trying to really hurt each other. I mean, it was like, I was like, it was, it was wild. I mean, but that's what they're into.
Yeah.
That's their thing.
I mean, the Mikey's pizza for the contest was called Hate Sausage, wasn't it?
It was real, and it was real. And
Wow.
Yes, it was hot.
Yeah.
I had a piece. It was rough. But you had to eat a lot of it. I couldn't imagine eating. Well, first of all, eating a lot of pizza is tough to begin with.
Yeah.
Eating a ton of hot pizza is really, really crazy. Then you have the hot pepper eating contest, the hot wing eating contest.
Wow.
Yeah, it was rough. But I liked it. I thought it was fun. I think it added a fun element to the event.
Yeah. It's a bit of adrenaline there. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Yeah, the hot pepper eating contest was was bad. People really were trying to hurt each other.
Wow.
They all know each other.
Yeah.
All these people travel together. They all go to shows together. So they all know each other. And the wineries do too. But the hot sauce guys are just trying to outdo each other. They're trying to outkill each other. They're trying to see who they can make pass out, basically. Yeah, so it was fun. It was fun to watch. I'll do it again. I liked it. I think it's unique. I think it'll last. I think it's gonna have a good traction here.
So people were trying to kill each other. It was awesome. I'm going to do it again.
I'm not being literal. They weren't trying to kill each other. They were trying to hurt each other. Let me tell you that. If someone puked, that was a good thing to the hot sauce guys. I was like, wow, man.
Nice.
It was good. Yeah, but they make some good hot sauces. hot sauce as a industry is booming.
Yeah.
It's getting bigger and bigger and bigger, which I did not know until the festival, and they were telling me about it. I'm like, wow, cool. But there's a lot of hot sauce people out there, a lot of people that make their own hot sauce at home. It's a culture.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, making wine is cool, but it doesn't have the same sub-genre culture that the hot sauce people do. They got their own YouTube channels that are testing out hot sauces and essentially trying to kill each other on YouTube. And it's just really, it's, I'm looking forward to it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
We're going to go ahead and take a quick break.
Cool.
And after that, maybe some more hot talk. We'll see.
Okay.
Do you like what we do on Gab Street? The best way to support the show is to tell people you know about it, either through social media or word of mouth. Interact with us on social media by way of Instagram at Gab Street Podcast and on Twitter at Gab Street Pod. We now have a Discord server, and the link in our bio on Instagram has a button that acts as an instant Discord invite to it, so if you tap on that, you'll join it immediately. Do you live in Columbus and make music? Please submit your tracks to us at gabstpodcast@gmail.com, and we'll feature your music in between topics with your name in the description of the episode if the episode isn't already an interview of another musician. Thank you for listening to the show. It would be impossible to convey to you how much it really means to see your support. Back to the show. We're back. It's still episode 30. We are still here with Mike Gallicchio.
Yep.
I got it correct this time.
Yep.
Fantastic. That happens every once in a while. I've had episode 24, I think, I messed up the guy's name on air twice.
Uh-oh.
So that's definitely something to work on professionalism-wise.
Yes.
But, it's a growing show.
Yeah, it's okay.
We're still in the early years, it's all right.
My name's not easy.
Yeah.
It's tough.
I pronounced it Gallicchio for weeks.
There's nothing wrong with that. Yeah, that's okay.
But our good mutual friend Mike Renner, he corrected me.
Mad
on
Mike,
that, so.
yes,
yeah.
Love Renner.
Mike's a great
Miss
dude.
Mike.
Yes, he helps.
I thought about calling him the other day just to see what he was doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like Mike. He's a good guy.
Cool. Yeah. And he ran What the Rock for a little bit, right?
I loved What the Rock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your festivals.
Cool. He was doing that for a long time.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he was into that, man. He had a nice little store there in Short North for a long time.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
So, since you like What the Rock so much,
yeah,
wanted to ask, have you ever been able to enjoy it at your own festival? And that is to ask, have you ever allowed others to run a festival so that you could enjoy it yourself?
Not yet. I'm getting close. Food truck festival is so big that it's very difficult for us to ever really realistically think that's going to happen. It's just too many people there. But like Wine Festival or Fiery Foods, and I get 3,000 people. Yeah, that's my goal. I don't want to do this forever, and I got some good people around me that are good at what they do, and so I'm hoping that I can just pay them a little bit more money and empower them, and maybe I can relax a little bit. We'll see if that works, but you never know.
Cool.
Yeah.
These people that do well for themselves during these events, how do you find these people? What kind of people do you seek out to work on your teams for those events?
I usually just run into them.
Yeah, really?
I usually find them. I just work with people for a long time, and relationships just kind of evolve. And I got a great guy that runs my staff and my crew, and he used to work for me at the bars. That's where I first met him, and he's really good. And I like reliable people. I want people that are very reliable. I can count on, that are going to work. They're going to show up, and they're going to do what they say. That's the bottom line. But generally, I try to find some other. A lot of people are better than me at certain things. I can't do it all.
Yeah.
I got social media guys. I like social media, but that's not what I do. So I try to hire those people that are better than me. So
it's always great to surround yourself with people that are smarter than you. It's great.
Yeah, they're better at what they do in that field than me. So I let them, let them do what they want to do. I take their advice. I hear them out. So yeah, sounds like a great idea to me. Let's roll. I'll try anything.
Nice.
I'll try anything.
I mean, you are the 5 people that you are around the most, so.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll try anything. I don't mind failing. I'm not scared of failure at all. I'm not scared of trying something and it doesn't work at all. can't learn without failure. So,
Would you say that makes you unique in what you do?
I don't know. I think most really successful people probably would say that to you. They pretty much tell you that they fail.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta try things. Can't be scared to try anything. I'll try whatever, within reason, and I don't mind. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. I just won't do it again. You know.
Yeah.
It didn't work. It's okay.
All right.
I'm not. It's not a. It's just not devastating to me.
On to the next.
On to the next.
Yeah. So if that isn't what makes you unique, what does make you unique in the festival business, the bar business?
I don't know. Probably at this point in time, just knowledge. I've just been doing it for so long.
Experience.
Yeah, I've just been doing it for, look, I used to own big, huge nightclubs with 2,000 people on a Saturday night. You can't even see that anymore, and really it was a mini festival.
Yeah.
I had DJs in 3 rooms. I had bartenders, large staffs of people. So really it was just, it was promotionally based, marketing based. You got to market stuff. You got to create new cool things to get people through the door. And that's really what I'm doing today, to be honest with you. It's outdoors, a little bigger arena. I really just took what I learned in the bar world, and just moved it to the outdoor world. Kept a lot of the same relationships, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How would you elaborate on how your early experiences in nightlife and Columbus entertainment factor into the knowledge necessary for what you do today?
I think it's the same. I think it's just the same thing. I'm doing the same thing I've always done.
Yeah.
It's just a little bit bigger scope. Not as crazy, not as late night.
A little bit more, a few more variables, maybe.
Few more variables, but
or same amount in different places.
Yeah, maybe same amount in different places. Yeah. It's really the same thing, to be honest.
Cool.
Yeah.
What have been your favorite and least favorite projects to put together?
Well, yours always going to be bad. There's just going to be some bad deals.
Yeah.
There's great deals. There's bad deals. So, I'm trying to think of, one that I don't know. I don't know. I'll try anything.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't work out, then it just didn't work out. I don't really, and then there's some things that I'll try that really, really work out very well. And I pretty much know right away if it's going to take off or not.
Yeah.
It's a pretty immediate thing, Some things don't work, some things do. I don't know if I have a least or favorite,
Okay.
Honestly.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's a good
I've had
answer.
some very successful endeavors, and I've had some endeavors that weren't.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's okay.
So what's been your most successful then?
I don't know what you I mean, the nightclub business we did really, really well.
Yeah.
We did great, I would like to think I was very successful at doing that. Look, Food Truck Festival was really awesome. I'd like to think I'm pretty successful at that. So I would think those two things that I've done as a career, I've done pretty well at. I don't know. I'm only going to do things and try things that I think I'm going to succeed in theory. And so, yeah, they're all in the same world.
Cool. And your most recent, if this is not your most recent, let me know. But you also, how involved are you with? This is a bit of a derail. Titan Trucks.
I own Titan Trucks.
You own that? Okay.
do.
I figured. Wanted to ask. Just make
It's
sure.
okay.
Go in a little bit of detail about what you do over there.
We build food trucks.
Yeah.
And food trailers. Yeah. I'm getting ready to build Mikey late night slice new trailer.
Nice.
Yeah, it's cool.
Cool.
That's gonna be really cool. We're building a Taco Mania is building a food truck here, so we're getting ready to start production on that.
And you run these food trucks as well, or you're giving them to, or not giving, but selling them to other businesses?
I don't own them. I build them
for people that want to start there.
Yeah,
okay.
So people come along. We basically have a manufacturing company. It's really a fabricating company.
Okay.
So we have electricians, plumbers, a fabricator. Someone comes. I know everybody in the food truck world for what I do, so they always call me. Hey, I'm gonna get in the food truck world. Okay, where do I go? Well, we can build it for you. It just comes down to cost and price, to be honest.
Yeah.
I just kind of fell into that too. But that's been okay. It's been a good side hustle for me, to be honest. I mean, I do really well at it. We've built some nice trucks.
Nice. I saw today the Pasta Commander.
Oh, yeah, we just finished that one. Yeah, that guy's cool, Ben.
That's cool.
It looks good. It's a really nice looking truck.
That sounds like something I want to go to, honestly.
Yeah, Pasta Commander?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's that dude's been in the business for a long time, and he's a good guy, and kudos to him, man. He's been working for people forever, and he decided to do it on his own, and that's what you got to do. You just got to say, this is what I want to do, and take the risk. It's just risk. And if you don't, it doesn't work out. You just got to have the ability to think to yourself, I'm going to get up off the floor and do it again. And but okay, kudos for him. He got the money. He did it. He's going to be out there operating, and it's cool.
Nice.
But that's our latest one that we built. Before that, we built the grilled cheese gangster, and
I think I've seen that.
They're in Pickerington. We built a lot of them. We built Mama Can Cook, Phillips on Wheels, Baraluco is a very popular food truck in town. So we've built a lot of them.
Nice.
Problem is we can only do. It takes about 12 weeks to finish one.
Jeez.
And I know it's a long time.
That's wild.
It's a long process, man. So we can only do so many at one time. So we can really, honestly, only do about 5-6 a year. That's it. That's all we have the capacity to do.
That's still a good bit, though.
It's cool.
For building vehicles of that caliber.
Well, you're building a commercial kitchen inside of a moving truck or a trailer, and for that matter. But the kitchens are nice. I mean, they're stainless steel, LED lights,
nice
TVs if you want them, all brand new equipment. I mean, they're nice. It's cool.
Awesome.
I like it. It's a good little business.
Sweet. If they aren't trade secrets, which I totally understand if they are, what advice would you give to someone trying to get into the food truck business for the first time? I don't want you to give too much away, because I know
I don't
there's
care
some.
about that. I'm not.
Oh, really? Okay.
I don't own food trucks.
Fair enough.
So, I would say, the guys that are really successful are in it to make money. That's it.
Yeah.
They're not chefs. They're not trying to be a great chef. They're not married to their food. Now, I'm not saying that people that aren't like that can't be successful or aren't, but the guys are doing really well, or making gyros, they're making tacos, they got grilled cheese sandwiches, they're, you know what I mean, they're making ice cream, they have pride in their food, they want to put out a good quality product, but they're not, it's, the guys that don't make it are the guys that are the chefs, in my opinion. Now, I know that goes against the whole food truck world mantra, but it's just what I've seen here. They're making it, but they're not thriving. I think you have to understand that certain things can sell, and the real successful guys that I know that are doing this are good food operators.
Okay.
They know what sells. They can tell you the food costs. A lot of the guys that are on the food trucks, what's your food cost? They don't even know. I'm like, whoa, it's scary, you know what I mean? So, that's a true story. So, I think if you're going to get into it, you got to have a good business plan, a decent business mind, and you got to know, you're trying to go in to make money, and you got to produce food that's going to sell, and you get a good margin on, And a lot of those guys, the real chef kind of guys, can make it because they work on that truck by themselves. They're the ones doing the work, so there's no real labor cost, which is good. Yeah. Good for them. But you see the guys that are really doing well. They own 3 or 4 trucks, and they're out there.
That's wild.
Yeah. It's okay. It's okay.
Diversifying your income, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Not among different fields, but,
Yeah, sure. I mean, if you want to, restaurants, the same way, you want to, so you're Cameron Mitchell, and I've got 25 restaurants, so that's the only way to do it. The same way with the food truck world. Yeah.
Cool. Just got one last question for you.
Yes, sir.
How do people find you and your businesses? What's the best way to find you on social media, your websites?
I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram. I have a webpage, MikeGallicchioNow.com. I don't really promote myself like that, to be honest. I really, in theory, I'm not really for hire in a weird way. I kind of go out and create my own businesses and do my own thing. I promote myself, but I'm not into a virtual job, resume kind of deal. I'm just look, this is what I do. I'm good at what I do. That's pretty much it. But I'm on social media. I have Twitter. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Facebook. I have a webpage. I don't have a YouTube channel or any of that. I just, I just haven't found the need for that. Titan Trucks has a webpage, TitanTrucksMFG.com. So that definitely is good to have.
Yeah.
We definitely could. But, a lot of that, our business in that food truck building world comes from just personal relationships. I know everybody. They know me.
Yeah.
They know I'm legit, so they're going to say, hey, they'll come up to me and want to ask me questions, how they get in the business, or they've seen one of the trucks that we built, so it's a real referral business. I don't get a lot of people going to my webpage and trying to build a food truck.
Yeah.
I have it. It's there.
But it's not the main tunnel.
No, it's not the funnel. Yeah, it's not the sales funnel, I guess. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
But you have to have it there,
I do.
Yeah.
I got it. It's there. But it's not where everything's coming from.
Gotcha.
It's okay.
Do you have anybody that you want to give special props to? Any shout-outs?
No, not really.
Not really?
Yeah, thanks to Columbus, Ohio. I love Columbus. I love my city. And
as do I.
yeah, man. No, not really. To be honest with you. It's all good, man. Just keep working hard. That's all I can do. Got kids and family and I'm like everybody else out there,
Yeah.
Get up every day and hustle. That's it, right?
Yeah.
That's all we can do.
True that.
And strive and keep moving forward. That's all I want to do.
Awesome.
That's it.
It's a good mindset to have.
There you go.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Mike.
You're welcome.
For being on the show
Thanks for
this
having
week.
me. I
really appreciate you coming out.
Yes, sir.
And we'll catch you guys next week on episode 31. If you're on the mailing list, you know what it is, but you have to join the mailing list if you want the announcement ahead of time. And we'll catch you soon. Don't forget to check out P the Emcee, who provided today's transition music. And we'll see you next week. Thank you very much.